Superhero fatigue. Is it real? Is it? Alright, Bunbuns, let's talk about it. You heard it almost, well, everywhere. Superhero movies are all the same. I'm tired of CGI. Nothing exciting is happening anymore. Yet here we are, fresh off another record-breaking box office for Deadpool and Wolverine, something almost everyone talks about. It can be annoying, or it can be taken as a new perspective given how you view it. So here's the thing, every once in a while when a new superhero movie hits the theaters, it's like a freaking gold rush. Box office records shatter, merchandises fly off shelves, and everyone's suddenly dancing bye bye bye. Exactly like how everyone danced to She-Hulk's twerk, right? So, what gives? Are we all just giant hypocrites? If you're so tired of them, why do we keep showing up? Well, first off, nostalgia is a hell of a drug. I can't deny this. It can be fun, it can be addictive, and having a good time, in my opinion, is one of the main reasons why we watch superhero movies in the first place. Sure, they can be twisted and dark as well, but nobody wants to feel caged emotionally or patronized by a superhero movie, or at least for many of us. These characters are like old friends. We have grown up with them. They have been with us through thick and thin. And let's face it, breaking up with them is hard to do. And letting go is even harder, even if they're getting old. Due to many reasons, the movie industry doesn't seem to be keen on making new characters. So, for profitable reasons, they keep recycling the old popular ones, the ones that have worked for them in the past, the ones that we have gotten used to seeing on the big screens, and so the ones we keep asking to see again.
Marvel Jesus.
Superhero movies are like comfort food. They are predictable and familiar and usually end up with the good guys punching the bad guys in their face. It's a formula that sort of works, even if it's not exactly haute cuisine, depending on the concept we're watching. That's why something like Deadpool and Wolverine worked so well. Deadpool and Wolverine together are like peanut butter and jelly if peanut was really violent. Movies like the original Blade and the X-Men films introduced the audiences to kind of a darker, more conflicted heroes in cinema. In the comic book side, the 90s were an overreaction to the 80s. And to explain that, I will need to explain two specific things. First, let's talk about what we mean by mature. In this context, maturity is all about characters that are layered and complex, navigating a world that's equally complicated. It's when the story doesn't shy away from tackling tough, sensitive issues head on. Then there's the dark aspect. When we say something is, we're talking about stories that dive deep into violence, death, cynicism, sometimes even bordering on nihilism. So back then, we had an era that was working more or less on these topics. Look at this. Back in 1980, Marvel brought in Frank Miller to revamp Daredevil. He took the character in a much darker direction, turning the character Daredevil into a full-fledged anti-hero who even tries to kill his enemy Bullseye. The storylines got intense. Karen Page, Daredevil's former lover, spirals into addiction and even ends up in the adult film industry. And if that wasn't dark enough, his new love interest, Elektra, meets a brutal end right on the pages. And how in 1987, we got Kraven's Last Hunt, a storyline that pushed Spider-Man into an even darker territory. In this story, Spider-Man is seemingly shot dead, and it all ends with one of his classic villains, Kraven, taking his own life. It was a shocking tale that showed just how dark superhero comics could get, and back then, movies and shows for superheroes were definitely not as popular as they were for the general audience. So Blade, a vampire hunter with a tortured past, and the X-Men, a group of outcasts fighting for acceptance, resonated with the audience because they represented the underdogs. And now how does that relate to this? We as humans are naturally hooked by stories about redemption and struggle. There's something deeply satisfying about watching a hero who isn't perfect, someone who has real flaws, push through the challenges. It's because deep down we all want to see justice, but we connect more with characters who have to battle their own inner demons to achieve it. They are not just handed victory, they earn it, and that makes their journey all the more powerful. So when we had some IPs and media like this, for better or worse, when a new movie or series that resonates with these resurfaces, it means we get to experience those points of views now from new lenses. Well, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that we would just sit and consume anything aimlessly. That is not true. This has been proven to us by the amazing titles like She-Hulk and Madam Web. Dakota Johnson even said that the people at Sony currently making movies like Madam Web aren't filmmakers. They're executive people who look at numbers and care about that the most. As audience, we can have our little nerd sense tingling that this is not how you make good movies. Comic book stories can be amazing, deep, complex, layered narratives like Logan, but translating that into a film, it's a delicate dance. Studios need to balance that epic storytelling with popcorn entertainment. The key will be finding a balance between innovation and staying true to what made the MCU popular in the first place. The rush to produce more content has sometimes resulted in projects that feel underdeveloped. Audiences are beginning to notice the dip in quality, leading to diminishing returns both critically and commercially. Maybe we do crave something different sometimes, and maybe we want superhero movies that actually can surprise us. Take risks with the formula, but let's be honest, sometimes we just want to see someone we like Gambit, punch someone in the face. We also love superheroes who can laugh at themselves, because honestly, we have been laughing at them or with them for years. So, are we suffering from superhero fatigue? Maybe a little, but we are still willing to throw our wallets at the screen for the right movie. Hell yeah! Because deep down, even the most jaded comic book fan has a soft spot for a good superhero brawl, especially if it involves a sassy mercenary and a grumpy dude. How long are they going to keep making these? And how much longer are we going to stay hooked? At the end of the day, maybe we love to complain, but we also love our superheroes more than that. And I guess that as long as they can keep surprising us, whether with humor, heart, or just really cool fight scenes, we'll keep showing up. At least that's my own point of view and my own opinion on it. If you guys have a different point of view, I would love to know what's on your minds. Leave a comment down below and I will talk to you guys in the next video.